So this is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. It's the largest tablet on the market today, with a killer display, and also a steep price tag. But is it worth it? Let's dive in. Let's first unbox the S9 Ultra. In the box, there's the tablet itself, the S2 stylus pen, a charging cable, and an ejection pin. My very first impression as I unboxed it was that this thing is huge and so sleek looking. Its glass and aluminum construction felt very premium and substantial, and looking good in graphite. Beige is also available. A few seconds after I picked it up for the first time, I started to envision all the things I could do with it, and couldn't wait to see how it performed. Its overall dimensions are 12.9 inches by 8.2 inches, and it's very thin at only 5.5 millimeters. It weighs in at about 1.6 pounds and feels relatively light, although one's perception of lightness could change after holding it for any length of time. After unboxing it, I spent several days using the S9 for watching movies, gaming, and working, and found it to be an excellent large display device for work tasks and watching video. Okay, let's talk about price first. You know it's going to be expensive. This is a premium grade device with great performance and specs, and it's priced accordingly. The S9 Ultra is the top dog in the Tab S9 family and starts at $1,200, which gets you the Wi-Fi version with 256 GB of storage and 12 GB of RAM. An upgrade to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage memory will set you back an additional $415. There are two other models in the S9 lineup, the S9 entry-level version and the S9 Plus with smaller screens and batteries that start at $800 and $1,000 and include the same performance and most of the same features of the S9 Ultra. The differences between them are display size and battery size, where the S9 and the S9 Plus have smaller displays and batteries. The biggest change between last year's Tab S8 and the S9 is the upgrade to the Dynamic AMOLED display and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and you can really tell during use. But let's talk more about the display. The Ultra has the largest display at 14.6 inches with a resolution of 2960 by 1848, a 16.2 aspect ratio, a 120 Hz refresh rate, and HDR10 compliance. The Dynamic AMOLED 2X display features Samsung's Vision Booster tech that optimizes screen brightness based on your surroundings. I tried it outside, moving from a shaded area to a sunny area, and found it worked reasonably well, but glare is still an issue. For watching movies and gaming, I found the display to be one of the best and punchiest out there on a tablet. Streamed movies showed rich and vibrant colors, great contrast as well as smooth, fluid playback, especially in scenes involving motion. Games looked and performed great also. There were no complaints in the display department from me. Booting up, loading, and using apps and switching between them was snappy and quick with great responsiveness. This is a good point to talk about Samsung's DeX mode, an interface feature that lets you view multiple apps on a desktop simultaneously in a window environment, like on a Microsoft or Apple OS computer. It's a unique way of interacting with Android apps and works very well, allowing for multiple apps to be open at once and swapping between them smoothly and effortlessly. There's also a customizable taskbar at the bottom of the screen where you can place your frequent go-to apps. You can configure the S9 Ultra as a quasi-laptop by pairing it with a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard also. Here's a neat trick. Need a secondary monitor for your laptop or desktop computer? The S9 Ultra can do that as well by connecting to the computer's monitor via the HDMI out port and then through an HDMI to USB-C adapter to connect to the S9. My favorite feature of the S9 Ultra was the S Pen stylus. Unlike the Microsoft Surface Pro and iPad Pro, it comes standard on every tablet in the S9 family at no extra cost. I found it to be very versatile for jotting down notes and lists, doodling, and digital art, where it responds to various downforce pressure by alternating line thickness. Very cool. It has a neat trick up its sleeve as well. It can also function as a remote camera shutter triggering device when snapping a selfie or a group shot. The S Pen is lightweight, precise, and ultra-responsive, thanks to its 2.8 millisecond response latency spec. It being a powered device means that it has a small battery inside that charges when you insert it into its docking location at the rear of the tablet. I found that it charges very quickly. One downside is that it doesn't have haptic feedback like the Microsoft Surface Slim Pen. A trade-off for it being a standard no-cost accessory, perhaps. The Ultra comes with 4 cameras, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. The front cameras are 12 megapixels each, with one being a wide-angle lens and the other being an ultra-wide-angle lens. Not sure I like the notch in the screen where those cameras are located though. It just seems a little off. The rear cameras are 13 wide-angle megapixels and 8 ultra-wide-angle megapixels, and took great photos that were vividly colored and sharp in detail. It can capture 4K video at 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, but only 30 frames per second in 1080p HD mode. You could take the S9 Ultra out and about with you when you're away from home, but it seems like it might be too large and unwieldy for that, especially when a smartphone is just as capable these days. With great size comes a great big battery. The S9 Ultra has the largest battery of the Tab S9 family. It's rated at 11,000 mAh, and I can confirm that it goes hard and lasts quite a long time under a heavy workload. I tested it streaming continuous 4K video, where the battery stood up 12 hours before being depleted, which is exemplary. I used the tablet for an entire day, working about 18 hours in DeX mode with some video streaming and gameplay without having to recharge. Now that's impressive. When it came time to top up its electrons, the programmable power supply fast charging technology tore it up. What I mean is that it fast charged from 10 to 100% in only 12 minutes using a 45-watt charger. All thumbs up for that. Sound performance is good and decently loud from its 4 built-in AKG quad speaker arrangement. Samsung says they are 20% larger than the ones in the S8. I found they were good enough for watching a movie or listening to music at moderate volumes. But Bluetooth headphones, earbuds, or external speakers is still the best way to go to get decent sound. It's also worth noting that the S9 family doesn't have a headphone jack, but does include Dolby Atmos support. The S9 is also somewhat environment hardened with its IP68 water and dust resistance rating, something which other premium tablets on the market don't have. It can give you peace of mind knowing that it's sealed to water and dust incursion. Samsung says it can stand up to total submersion up to 1.5 meters, but personally, I would be averse to going snorkeling with my $1,200 S9 Ultra to take photos of underwater stuff, or jotting down a few notes about that novel I'm working on. But it should stand up well to however you use it. The S9 family includes Wi-Fi connectivity, of course, but no 4G or 5G SIM card network connectivity in North America. But I do believe it's offered in other markets like China and Korea. If you use other Samsung devices, the S9 can sync up to a Galaxy phone, for example, with the Quick Share feature, for wirelessly transferring files from the phone to the S9, or vice versa. The tablets also support most Wi-Fi protocols, as well as Bluetooth 5.2, Bluetooth Low Energy, an advanced audio distribution profile, and can be connected to a computer and some other devices like an external microphone via USB-C 3.2. Is it worth the $1,200 that Samsung is asking for the S9 Ultra? For me, the answer would be no, and not necessarily because of the price. The display, battery life, and overall performance are outstanding, but I just prefer a smaller screen for better portability and don't necessarily need it to use as a secondary monitor for a desktop or laptop computer. I really did like the S9 Ultra's performance with its Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and would probably look at buying the S9 entry-level model with the 11-inch screen at $800 as a tablet for everyday use and better portability. On the definite plus side, the S Pen's usefulness and performance paired with the DeX desktop feature made this a cool alternative to PC and Mac OSs that I really liked. But if you want the biggest tablet on the market right now with awesome display and sound capabilities, I highly recommend the S9 Ultra. That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more tech impressions, reviews, and how-to videos coming up.